Ladies and gentlemen, and everyone listening around the world, it's time for your favorite podcast, Juice Box Hero.
Yo, what's up, everybody? Y'all are tuning in to the Juice Box Heroes podcast. Make sure you like us on YouTube, and I will be putting this on Spotify as well. Hit the like button. Make sure you turn on your push notifications so you get the updates whenever we post stuff. So, guys, what y'all think, man? What do you think about this last series? We're gonna get into a lot. We got a lot to discuss. We've got a peak previous series, and then we had the Valley the last 3 days. So thank you, sir. And so what do y'all think, man? I mean, little disheartening for sure, to say the least.
Yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to be a little bit more lively so people don't think that my dog died.
That would be ideal.
Yeah. Fantastic series against the Royals. And then it just kind of fell to shit these last 3 games. It was definitely like a Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. You know, it's like 2 completely different teams played these last 2 series. I put it this way. These guys upset me so much that I actually prepped for today's show. So
yeah,
that's all I got.
That's
what you know.
Because
because I don't prep for nothing.
You have to say, if the listeners go back and look at all the shorts, all the videos that we've done, spoiler alert, we don't prep.
Yeah, I'm sure their first thought is, man, these guys could be semi-mediocre if they prepped.
Right,
and semi. I mean, we're not all the way there, but yeah, like I actually spent my last after I got off work.
Of course. Everything happens outside of work hours.
Yeah. And so pulling up stats, and yeah, it was frustrating. It was probably, like I said, I listened to the game at work, and it was just, I felt like it was a complete waste of 2.5 hours. So, Riles,
Got right.
how are you feeling?
Well, I will say that I'm feeling pretty much the whole way my week has gone through Labor Day weekend. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday was just absolutely awesome, badass. And then Monday through today, not so much. So yeah, I prep if you want, do what you want. Trust me, I got it. I got some stats lined up too. I get it. But yeah, it's started out awesome. And I'm already thinking about my predictions from our last, man, it was close, but not so close. How about you, PK?
I honestly, I can't remember what my predictions were, but I think given that I think I might have hit it. I might have hit it. What was that? 2 it's 2 and 13. Anyways, I would have been really close. I think I would have been really close. But I'm going to be honest with you with this Red Series, man, because I watched JB's game. He looked like hammer dog shit, right? We lose, and I'm like, okay, cool. Not cool.
Terrible.
Not cool, but like we got 2 more games, against these guys. We'll pull out the series win. And then on Wednesday, I turned the game on about 20 minutes after it started and was like, shit, now I got to find something else to watch because it was 7-0, right? It was 7 when I turned it on. Of course, it was 9-0 after the first inning. And what's really strange about this series against the Reds, and before I go into that, like the fact, I'm sure you guys looked up the stats on what our record is against the Reds in the last. And Chris, we were talking about it earlier today. They've lost like the last 8 or 9 against them.
Yeah, they hadn't won what was it? They haven't won a game versus Cincinnati since 2016, and they haven't won a series against the Reds since 2012, and that was their last year in the National League. So
it's unbelievable. So, anyways, we take that into consideration. However, for some reason, this has been the first time all season, honestly, that even though we just got our asses handed to us by the Reds, I'm actually not even panicked about it. I'm not even upset. It's a weird this shit's just gonna happen. Now it's not happening at the most opportune time, right? I mean, because you're late in the season, all these wins count. We talk about it every week. but I had this really weird feeling of like, like it is what it is. It sucks. I'm not overly concerned, and I don't know if I should be scared about that feeling or not. But that is the feeling. That's the feeling that I have with this series.
Well, I mean, it was definitely a tough pill to swallow. I mean, because you looked at the way that the team played against Kansas City, 4-game sweep over a team that is battling for first place in their division. And then, I mean, I don't want to say it's exactly what I said last episode, but it's exactly what I said last episode. Because I said the only thing that worries me about Cincinnati is that for whatever reason, when it comes to teams like Cincinnati, Oakland, these teams that we should, on paper, especially after the, like I said, after the Royal series, on paper, they should be easy two game win, winning the series 2-1 or sweeping. And it's just, I mean, I think today's loss or whatever, yes, the game they lost, the last game that they got swept in, that game pissed me off the most. Mainly because, like, the first game, I mean, let's be honest. I mean, JV is, I like to think he's still knocking off the rust from not pitching. He's old. He's 41. I mean, so, it may take him a couple starts to kind of knock off that rust. I mean, because, like, his first 2 starts, I mean, haven't been great. They haven't been terrible. His last start was pretty terrible. I mean, you can't, and when I make posts on Facebook, because I made a post saying, man, Espada should have took JV out. And I get what people are going to say, well, he's JV. Espada's giving him the respect, blah, 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 whatever. I don't care. When JV did not look good that entire game. He walked his first 3 batters? So he started the game bases loaded, no outs. And it'd be one thing, in my opinion, if he had 4 clean innings and then had some trouble in the 5th. Okay, then you give him his respect. But he looked like ass the entire game. There was nothing that I saw in that JV that made me think, oh man, I know we're not going to get 2022 JV back where he has a sub-2 ERA. I mean, the dude's old as shit now. I mean, that polish off not pitching for a year and a half is wore off. But you still think you're going to get 5, maybe 6 on a very fantastic day, maybe 7 innings. But that start, he didn't look good at all. And so when I make posts like that, that does not mean I hate JV. I think he's trash. He's garbage. It's just his leash shouldn't be as long as it is just because his name is JV, right? And then, like I said, the game, fucking Abreu, man. If I'm Hunter Brown,
well, you can
this
say
is
that
2 games
about the next,
in a row.
all the games.
2 games in a row that Hunter Brown has pitched a gem for Abreu to mess it up. If I'm Hunter Brown, I'm about this far away from going up and punching Abreu in his stupid face. Because it's like...
Punch him in his neck tat.
Yeah, rip off that neck tab. Jesus ain't helping you right now, so you might need another tattoo. Because it's like, the second he came in and he gave up that home run, the first thing that came into my head was like, we're going to lose this game 1-0. Because the offense has been complete...
ass.
Yes, complete ass. And it's just like, I mean, like I said, it's a tale of 2 separate series. Like the KC series, they batted .286 with runners in scoring position. And guess what? They scored a good chunk of runs, right? Fantastic. Cincinnati series.
All right, Jim Rome, get the paperwork.
Yeah, they were a total of 5 for 23. They hit into 5 double plays. So their batted average of runners in scoring position was .217. And I think what really was the turn-in of, I think it was that second game, was Dubon's error. So Gold Glove my ass. I'm tired of hearing about it.
Well, what did I text you in that? What did I text you?
And I deleted it because you made
after. It's not that it's really pointless at that point.
No, it's not, because it's for the
morale
of the rest of the team.
Well, the morale of the rest of the team, for the rest of the team was destroyed after 2/3 of an inning.
It's like it's almost like when I watched that Arighetti game, and this is so funny because all they did like all day was pump up like, oh, Arighetti, pitcher of the month, fucking no hitter into the 8th. And then this dude can't even go 1 inning. It was almost like I was watching a replay of the Hunter Brown game against Kansas City when it was 9-0 and he lasted 2/3 of an inning.
Yeah.
It was just like at that point, I was kind of like you, but again, Benjamin was watching the game with me, so I'm like, I don't want to be like, yeah, this game's fucking over, turn the shit off. I want him to have hope that maybe, okay, let's be honest. It's more of like, I don't want to look like an idiot telling them that they're not going to come back, and then they come back.
No, that's
So
fair.
it's just, it's more of like, hey, well, you never know. There's still 6 innings left. And
we've all done that. It's like you go to bed and all of a sudden it's like, wait, hold on. I got to turn the game back on.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Or it's like you wake up the next morning and you're like, God damn.
That's why didn't I watch the rest?
The one game I go to sleep
12 in the 9th.
This massive comeback.
Yeah. But his heart is still so pure. I don't want to ruin it for him. So I'm just like, oh, well, you don't know. They still have an out.
Hey, hit him with the hand claps for being a good dad.
But at the same time, that's not this team, right?
No, it's not. No, it's not.
This is not the team that comes back like that. And it on your point, Chris. The fact that we had Arighetti, who was the pitcher of the month last month, and then all of a sudden he turns into September and gives up 9 in the first inning. Okay, don't get me wrong. I watched a little bit of that game. I didn't watch the whole game. I gave it through 3, and then I was like, all right, that's enough. I was like, there's no way I'm watching this whole thing because there's no way anything's going to happen. The best thing that happened out of any of those games is that Bregman got thrown out twice.
Well, he didn't get thrown out. I guess he was because they were saying that he got thrown out. So I'm like, well, he probably knows they're going to lose, so he's going to want to hit the showers early, go see what's going on. But what happened was, I guess they didn't throw out Bregman, and again, Mr. Nice is the guy who got thrown out, and he probably, he probably picked up the umpire's dry cleaning while he was.
Said, "Darn it" or something.
Yeah, he was like, "No,
said the magic word."
Me.
Yeah,
let it be me, please. I'll pick up
he gave him the finger.
But yeah, I saw some crazy ass stat on Arighetti. It was weird. It's like anytime, it's like if he has less than 4 days rest, he's 0-4 with a 11 something ERA, and if he has more than 6 days off, he's 0 and whatever with a 75 ERA. But his record when he has exactly 5 days off, a normal rotation, he's 5-0 with a 3.2 ERA. It was something
young.
Crazy.
Dude, it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy to think.
Yeah, so it's if he doesn't get exactly 5 days, then you can pretty much tack an L for that game.
Well, and that's why the run that he had been on, or the run that he had been on for a minute, that's why it sucks a lot of stuff that he went out there and couldn't get out of the person. It sucks bad. We played down to our competition. We're up for Kansas City, down for Cincinnati. Cincinnati's not completely terrible, right? But they're not world beaters either. So that's kind of why I'm like, man, this is just kind of well, shit, that just happened. Okay, let's get the hell out of Cincinnati type of thing. And then I'm glad we don't play Cincinnati again, because if we do, I'm doing this every time Ty France comes to the plate.
That's right where I was going. I was looking up stats.
He is the Astros killer this season.
Yeah.
Dude, not this season. Literally for the last 3 seasons. Even when he was in Seattle. Every time we played him, Ty France loves playing the Astros.
Yeah.
So I just looked that up. He went 9 for 11 against us with 3 home runs? 3?
Yeah.
And then he had doubles, RBIs. Just out the ass. This guy has absolutely destroyed us since he came up from AAA. So I don't even know what else to say about him, except for the fact that when he got put on waivers, we should have picked him up so he couldn't destroy us even more.
But I don't know if we were in that. I don't know if I sent it in our group chat for the podcast, but he was hit. He got released by Seattle because he was doing like dick overall.
Oh,
He
he's
wasn't
playing
doing anything
terrible.
Yeah.
except when he played Houston, right? And so his average was sub 220, sub 215, probably I want to say it was 208, but that sounds too easy of a number. But like Hayward wasn't killing the ball either with LA, right? And then what other guy did we get? Oh, Gamble. Like I didn't pay any attention to Gamble until he got with us, So I mean, should have, could have, would have. You would hope that like, but what if you sign? And you can't do what if, but like, what if you get Ty France and like he's just that player that just hits the Astros well. But then if he's on our team, then he's, back to his 208 doing nothing. We already have enough of those guys.
Well, that's also an old like Yankees mentality. Like if the one dude that is killing you every single time, every single season, what happens when he's available?
Yeah.
You go pick him up.
You go
whether you
him
play him or not. Yeah, it's like just get him.
You're just not.
So
you're just
can't
not
kill
going to
you
beat us.
anymore.
Yeah, you're just not going to beat us.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's really not a strong like strategy to like have. I'm like, sometimes you just got to tip your cap and be like, yeah, this guy has our number.
He just owns us.
At least we won't see him again unless he gets cut and like
God, I
Seattle
hope
picks
so.
him up again. So
I don't want to see his ass.
yeah. So I mean, again, it's just like for you to like do all this stuff just to get this one guy for one series or to get him so he doesn't hurt you. Like you pretty much said it, PK. We have enough guys. We have enough guys that are hitting 215 or worse.
Yeah.
Yeah. The stretch that we just had, Hayward 1 for 11 since the last time that we had, last time we talked. Gamble 3 for 15. Dubon, much as I hate that guy, he hit over 300 for that time. And old Chazzy McChaz has been, tearing it up too.
Oh, Chaz. Oh, Chaz.
Yeah.
I guess the Lake City Gator.
And you know what? No, let me tell you something about Chaz. Chaz, if you're watching this, which I know you're not, one, you're an asshole. Benjamin called your name 4 times, and you looked right at him, and you ran off. So you know what? I appreciate your offensive contributions, but you're an asshole.
Well, if that doesn't get any followers, I don't know what will.
But no, actually, like for whatever reason, though, he did get Benjamin loves Trey Cabbage for some reason. I don't know why, but yeah, he got Trey Cabbages, he got Jacob Meltons, but yeah, he really wanted Chance McCormick's, and he called him like 3 times, and he looked right at him, and then just ran off. So,
well, we all can't be.
I just remember one guy next to us screaming, that's a lot of attitude for a guy hitting under 200.
Hell yes. let's get that guy on the show.
Yeah. I mean, but now he's hitting over 200
special
now,
guest.
So I think he's at 208 now. So
yeah. So just to go back to Ty France, 465 over his last 7 games.
That's stupid.
Is what he's hitting.
Dumb.
Dude,
Ty freaking
Astros.
France.
Yeah, and so that means he used all of his offense. So if we were to claim him on waivers, he would hit like 086.
He would hit Cabbage's 209.
It's defense, man. You claim him for defense. It's so nobody else can have him. That is the whole point.
Yeah,
Anyway.
it was a rough 3 games. I mean, so hopefully, like PK's optimism. It was just it's the Reds. Whatever, we can't beat them anyway.
And you guys know me. I mean, Moreno. We've been doing this for a minute. Bryles, you've been doing this for just about the same. Y'all know my attitude coming into these things. Like I wear my emotions on my sleeve when it comes to the Astros and their game by game, pitch by pitch shit. Like that's just how I operate, and it's just like, okay, like that really sucks, but let's just move on to the real games. I mean, I know that you know what I'm saying, right? Like it's just kind of like, okay, get the hell out of Cincinnati. I'm going to go with saying that the day off on Tuesday completely messed everything up. That's what I'm going to go with. It's not a good reason or excuse.
Yeah.
However, I'm just going to roll with, that sucks. I don't think the Mariners picked up that much on us in those 3 games. I know we picked up half a game on Tuesday when we didn't play, but then we gave it right back on Wednesday. So what are we sitting at? 4.5?
I think we're 5 even right now.
It's 5,
Yeah,
and
5
then
even.
If we even care about the Rangers, I think they're 8 or 9.
Yeah, I don't think
Nobody
anybody
cares
does,
about Oklahoma South.
except for that one Aggie in our office.
Yeah, so but also too, I mean, maybe you're so nonchalant about it is maybe the big surprise that we're continuously getting teased about that could be going down this weekend.
Well, I'm seeing a lot of videos on it.
So
Well, the one thing I will say though is the Astros have an offense. They can actually go out there and if they're not playing the Reds on the road, apparently, like score some runs. I mean, we got the D-backs coming up, which I know we're going to get into later, but at the same time, we have the ability to score runs, win games, and do what we need to actually do as an offense, as a team to get wins, which Seattle right now, I mean, they have one of the best pitching staffs ever, but what are they going to do? They can't hit. They can't score runs. So if they're going to win, they're going to win 1-0, 2-1, 2-0. That's the only thing they can actually do. We have the ability to score or pitch lights out, quite frankly, unless there's an anomaly like what happened to Arighetti. But I mean, point being is like we're a dual threat. They're a single threat. I'm not worried about Seattle coming up.
Yeah, and look, and if you're in a lot of those 1-0, 2-1, 2-0 games, what are those tight games? I mean, every pitch and every ounce of energy is heightened because you're expending so much energy, right, to keep the the bullpen having to come in and do all the holds, right? Your starting pitching is expected to go a little bit deeper, so you're taxing. It's kind of cliche to say it's taxing all the energy, but it really is, right? Because they're just they're in a dogfight to get back to what they were at the first half of the season, right? They gave up, they choked away the division. And so you exert all the energy to have to win those close games that you can't really have a game to relax where you just blow somebody out. Which I really don't care if they waste all their energy or not, to be honest with you. But I'm just saying, like that's where Seattle has to be now. I mean, they've got to win. I mean, they got to be better than us, winning percentage wise for the rest of the season to even have a chance at the division. But I mean,
yeah, no, you hit the nail on the head, and we saw a lot of that, with the Astros too, because like in that first month and a half, you saw the toll it took on the pitchers having to consistently, either feel like they had to shut out the other team or only allow one run because the offense was such trash. And I mean, the good news is that we have this hiccup against Cincinnati, and the Mariners are beating the A's. So it's not like the Mariners are beating the Orioles and they're beating the Yankees and they're catching fire. I mean, they had to them and they had to scratch out a series win against the A's.
A's have been hot too.
Yeah, because the A's walked them off one of those games.
Yeah, I mean, and the Rangers too. I mean, the Rangers, scraped. I don't know if they won the series against the Yankees. I know they walked them off, I think 2 nights ago or whatever.
They won at least. They won at least one game. I know.
Yeah, I mean, so like it, so on a +2, like I said, it's not like the Mariners, even though, as Bryles was saying that the A's are kind of on a roll, but I mean they're doing it against the bottom feeders. I mean,
yeah.
So it's still, like I said, the game that they walked off on the A's, they won 4-3. So it's not like they're blowing these teams out because they just don't have the firepower. Everybody that they put all their stock into, like Julio Rodriguez, they're
Cal, whatever. What's his name? Cal
Raleigh. Yeah,
Raleigh.
These guys aren't replicating what they were projected to do.
Oh, the Rangers won the series against the Yankees.
Oh, there you go.
Nice. Well, the Mariners got the Cardinals, I guess I would assume, starting this weekend. So, I mean, you never know. I just kind of look at the bottom ticker, to see what the score is. I mean, I don't keep up with that much, but we got the D-backs. Is it in town or are we in Arizona?
No,
it's in town. Yeah.
So series, man. Arizona's good.
Yeah, they're on a run again. Like,
yeah.
It's like it's dumb. It's like this is the second year they kind of did this, like where they're like, oh, yeah, Corbin Carroll's doing good, blah 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 blah, and then September rolls around, they just go on a run.
Yeah,
and they're doing the same thing now. They were like not even in wild card. Now they have like I think they bumped up to the second wild card.
I like that team, dude. Like I liked them. I liked them last year.
They did, and I mean they're taking everybody by surprise in the National League right now, and there's an actual fact where they can take over the Dodgers. I mean, the Dodgers are they're doing whatever they're going to do, but I mean, I know we're not here to talk about the Diamondbacks, but we are playing the Diamondbacks next, and you have to understand this is a dangerous team. They were in the World Series last year. Nobody thought they were going to be in the World Series. Nobody paid any attention to them at all. And then all of a sudden, I mean, don't get me wrong, they fell flat. They fell flat when they got to the World Series, but prior to that, they did get the NL pennant. And this is the same team they had last year. They've got a pretty small like bankroll as far as what they've done, and they've done a whole lot with it. So we're coming in. We just lost 3 to the Reds. We're coming back home. Our boys better be ready to play. I mean, this is not like we're just rolling over the Diamondbacks that were, 2, 3 years ago. They got a bunch of guys coming up like out of AAA, like, oh, what are they going to do? Who are they going to play? Yada, yada, yada. That's not who this team is. This team is serious, and we better be ready to play. So no more Arighetti like giving up 9 in 1 inning or anything like that. They better be on point.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, look, our win percentage right now is 536. That's what we're currently sitting at, and Arizona's coming in at 560. Essentially the same record, right? They're 5.5 behind the Dodgers. I mean, they've got the pitching. They've got some hit. They got hidden. I mean, like you said, bro, I was like, we saw what they did when they ran through the NL last year. Not expected to do anything. It was kind of like the Nationals, 19, where they
Yep.
no one picked them to beat the damn Dodgers, and they did, and they go on to the World Series, and we all know what happened, right? But
the Phillies too.
Yeah, the Phillies also. Like
2022.
these damn NL teams, man. They get hot at the moment, at the right time, and then they start going. So it's going to be an interesting season. The Astros, they should be pissed, man. They should be pissed after their outing in Cincinnati. They should. I mean,
I hope they are.
But they should be. But we also have seen the demeanor of this team throughout the whole season, where in April and May, where me and Chris are about to jump off the side of a cliff, right? Because we're like, what the fuck are we doing? These guys are steady, calm. I still don't think they really thought they could come back, even though they showed it. Yeah. But these guys have been there, done that, man. Like it's they're going to get up for this series. I have no doubt about that, because that's what they do. They get up for these big series, these teams that are like the Diamondbacks, like the Royals. They get up for these games, the Orioles, and they let their guard down. So Cincinnati would be a trap game for the NFL or college, right? It's a trap series,
right?
And that's why I'm like, hey, man, okay, that really sucked, but let's get on the Diamondbacks. Let's get back to playing some real ball. Spencer Arighetti's outing was
it was an anomaly.
Anomaly. That was exactly the word I was looking for. I couldn't think of it.
Yeah, I mean, they really need to get their stuff together. I mean, because like it's September 5th. I mean, you only have maybe 5 or 6 series left in the season, and you've got the Diamondbacks, you've got the A's, and then I think you have like the Angels after that. Then I think the A's come back, and then you have Seattle, or no, then you got one with the Padres. Then you have Seattle, then Cleveland. That's it. You got like 6 or 7 series left. So the good news is,
somebody fact check him on that, on those last 2. Let's see if he got them all.
I got them all. I just don't know if I got the order right.
I know we end with the Guardians. I know that.
Yeah. So the word on the street is that supposedly we're going to get Kyle Tucker back for this series.
Sure is the word on the street.
It is on the Astros.com front page right now that he is rated to reign.
Well, he needs to be rated to not be fucking hurt anymore. That's what I need him to do. That's what I need him to be. Let's get him rated to be not on the injured list. Then he can reign after that.
Can we put a catcher's shin guard on his leg?
Yes, I think he should be able to. He's gonna have a special leg brace that goes all the way up to his thigh.
Yeah, it's like the full leg cast back in the day with the straps on.
He's
But
going to look
honestly,
like
man,
Gump, like running at first base.
Yeah.
yeah.
Just
But to be honest with you, man, PK, you called it from the get go. Like it was never it was never a bruise. It was a fractured shin.
yep.
And then when Browse came aboard, he called it the same thing. And then they finally was like, "Oh, I guess we need to be honest. Yeah, it was a fractured shin." And everyone's like, "Yeah, no shit.
No shit.
Why are you guys playing it down like?"
So I
I
work on
mean,
air condition, and I knew it was a broken shin.
yeah, yeah. I mean, so that should provide us pop now or a good punch number 1 through 5, and we're just hoping and praying that 6 through 9 get something done.
Yeah,
So
no, I mean, look, I'm super pumped about Tuck coming back, man. Like, it's just gonna be nice, and still go back to what we talked about almost every episode. That like, look at what this team has done
without him,
with him being gone for 3 months.
it's
You know,
crazy.
and I'm not saying that he's going to come in and we're just going to take off like the Astros
It'd
teams
be,
of old. But
it'd be
however,
cool if they did.
it'd be a lot cooler if they did. You know, but I'm just, like the fact that we're where we're at right now with I don't know by far, but pretty damn close. You're missing 1A of your 2 best players, like for half the season. And we took over the division again. We got a 5-game lead,
No, I mean,
and we got here we got Diamondbacks, A's, Angels, Padres, Angels, Mariners, Guardians, right? So Padres, Diamondbacks, Padres, Guardians, 3 big series, and then of course the Mariners. I mean, you can put them away. I think the magic number now is 18, I believe.
well, I mean, yeah, we talked about this last week. I
Well,
mean, the goal is for that 3-game series, which is the second to last series of the year, is for that to be worthless. That's what
yeah.
you want. Like, I don't know what the season series is going into that series.
You mean again a total against the Mariners?
Yeah, I mean, leading up into that 3 games. So the goal is also too, because what you want to, I mean, the goal is to pretty much already have that season series wrapped up. As far as
Mm-hmm.
like, if there was a tiebreaker, we hold the tiebreaker over Seattle, therefore rendering that series worthless.
Yeah.
Even if they swept us.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, like I'm super excited, to see. I mean, it'd be great for King Tuck to come back, um, and have a John Singleton esque, performance where he upstaged JV's return last year. That'd be fantastic. Um, but I mean, again, we just here's what I need. I need 1 through 5 to be 1 through 5, and I just need 6 through 9 to pick up a little slack. Right? I can't have Gamble, Hayward throwing DeZenzo going like 1 for 17 this series. That's not going to get it done unless 1 through 5 is just ridiculously good.
Yeah.
Like you got to have that evenness spread all throughout the lineup for it to.
You can't have You can't have all 3 of your. Well, all 4. You can't have all 4 of those 6, 7, 8, 9 guys going offers or 1-fers. Like
Yeah.
you just can't. You got to have a couple games or more where 1 or 2 of those players have a 2 for night, a 3 for night. Because like you
Well, I
said,
mean, I'll take a
I'll
one
take.
for 4 as long as that one is a big hit.
Well, that's fair. Yeah,
I
no,
mean,
exactly.
that's all I'm asking. Like if we score 6 runs and 2 of those runs come off of an RBI single by DeZenzo, I'll take that. Again, like I don't need the lineup to 6 through 9 to be 6 of 10 with 4 home
Well,
runs
no,
and
no, because
12 ribbies.
that's why they're
But
batting 6 through 9 because they're not going to be
yeah,
6 to 10.
exactly. But what I'm saying is, don't waste your one hit on the game on a single with 2 outs, and that amounts to nothing. Which I understand you can't control your at bats, but you can't control swinging at terrible pitches. I can say that. Like Jordan. Oh, that killed me. 2 nights ago, 3 nights ago, whatever. He was up 3-1 on the count, chases an inside fastball, pops it up to the first baseman. I'm like, Jordan, take the pitch. Take the
Yeah.
pitch. You know they're not going to give you anything to hit, so just take it.
So to
Make
go
it
back, just to let everyone know, the record for us against the Mariners this season is 6 them for us.
okay. So
So essentially, we are going to have to, because we only play them one more time, right?
Yeah.
Correct. Yeah, we play
So-
them
So we have to sweep to win
We
the
got
series.
we have to sweep them there to have the tiebreak, or not sweep them to have the tiebreak.
Yeah.
If it comes down to that.
Well, hopefully it doesn't. But I'm just
Oh,
saying
yeah.
that the goal is to hopefully get hot again. But you have to play well against these teams like Oakland and the Angels.
Mm-hmm.
You've got to beat those guys. You can't go in there and go 2-4 against them. You've got to be at least 4-2, preferably 6-0. But I'll take 4-2.
Yeah.
And then, like I said, I mean, like at this point, Crane needs to be sending a gift basket to the Rangers. Not really the Rangers, but Seattle.
No, Seattle.
Because right now, if this was any other division, Houston, we would have choked up the lead by now. I mean, they're just getting lucky that Seattle's happened to lose the same time as we lose. And if we go on a run, Seattle, is either splitting series or they're losing 1 out of 2. So we're starting like every time they get kind of close, Seattle like steps on their own feet and we just build up the lead again.
Yeah.
So,
No, for sure.
Well, they've done
but
that
again,
since
all it takes is Seattle
2001.
to get hot.
What's that?
I said they've done that since 2001. I don't think Seattle's going to catch a hot streak or anything like that. I mean, don't get me wrong, they can, but I don't think they will. What we need is we need to knock the rust off of JV, like you were already talking about. We need to get Bregman back in, hopefully knock the rust off his elbow. And then we need Tucker to get back in and hopefully knock the rust off his shin and actually get back into like playoff, form right now. But if I'm looking at the schedule correctly, we've got 3 weeks minus a day. And that's all we have. And we've already talked about it. We've got D-backs here. We got A's here, Angels, and Padres on the road, which, by the way, the Padres are super hot right now trying to win the division. That'll be tough. Angels back here, Seattle back here, and then we finish with the Indians on the road. Guardians. Everybody goes
Listen,
Guardians.
How dare
style.
you? How
I
dare
know.
you,
This
Michael?
is
I'm sorry.
This
Cancel me
this-
right now. Everybody go sit Guardian style.
This is
Somebody
a
That's
take
safe
his
spot.
camera off. Someone take his camera off.
This is a safe spot. We don't call them the Guardians here. We call them the Indians. That's what they are.
How dare you? Does anybody want to discuss the fact that Jeremy Pena can't field ground balls anymore?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh
Yes.
my
Are
God.
you kidding me? Yeah.
Ugh.
Yes. I know. Like the Cobra of defeat has come up for me and Chris. Yeah,
It's the if y'all watch
What
college football,
happened?
which I know Bryles does, but this, my friends, is the surrender cobra. Whenever something bad happens, and I do that a lot with Pena these days on his defense.
It's just I
what
don't know if
happened?
it's just I don't
Like
know. If
all
it's
of a
just-
sudden, he forgot how to field a ground ball.
I just don't know if he's just.
I
think
don't
that
have
was
an
wrong.
answer.
What I
literally
did.
do not have an answer.
It's his gangster walk. I think has gotten to his head. Like just
Has he done
like
too many HEB commercials with McCullers, or what happened?
Speaking of that, let's get into that commercial. I mean, because every time I see the most recent one where he does the I Spy, and I'm like, "Can you stop? You're going to hurt your elbow." The pretzel one, and like you're not even on the team, dude. Like, why are you on the? Anyways, that's a whole other thing. But
If you need a long-haired guy, you can replace him with Arighetti. There you go.
thank you. Right. But the Pena thing it's crazy. Like it's like all of a sudden he doesn't know how to field his position. Like I know, like, look, we can go back to Altuve a couple of years ago where he had the yips. Where he had the yips.
Ooh,
He couldn't even field the ball. I mean, and that was
in the playoffs. That's what it was. That was the 2020 playoffs.
it was against but it was painful to watch someone go through that, dude. Like it's like, dude, oh my God, Jose, just run the ball over. Something.
Yeah,
Pena, we're on 3 weeks, bro. Seriously.
I know, man. I know.
I don't know what it is. I don't know if he's just trying to make the play before he fields the ball. I mean, but like we talked about this last week with that shovel pass that was like 7 feet over Altuve.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's just trying to do, like if he's just in the zone where he feels like every play that he makes has to be a Sports Center top 10 play.
Right.
But it's just get back to the basics. Field the ball.
Hey, you can't throw it if you can't catch it.
Exactly.
It's
right?
not little league anymore, man.
It's not. I
Seriously.
mean, like, you're a major league shortstop on a team that is dependent on you to make. I mean, you're pretty much the heir apparent to Carlos Correa. And I don't ever recall, and I'm not saying Correa never made an error, but I don't ever recall him going through a lapse like this
Yeah,
defensively.
yeah. I don't.
No,
I don't.
never.
You know,
There,
and it's
and
just like,
don't get me wrong. I mean, Correa was a vacuum over there, and he's one of the top like defensive players. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong here, but he has a platinum glove at shortstop, which Pena. I mean, he's good, but trying to replace a platinum glove. I mean, come on.
Yeah. No, I mean, you're right, dude. You know, I mean, Pena's got like 18 errors this year. I wish I would have paid more attention to when I was listening to the radio this morning this afternoon because they gave a analytics stat and I forget the acronym because it's like 17 letters in it, right? But essentially, it takes his at bats and his fielding and it kind of combines it into this percentile number. So obviously, if you're in the 99th percentile, you're one of the best. 1%, you're one of the worst. So Pena's, damn, I wish I could remember. It's not the point. The point of it is that he, in this acronym, in this analytic, he was scoring on the 22nd percentile, which included his fielding and his, so it's like basically overall per game. And that's for the season. That's for the season because like if you go back to Correa, he'd make an error, but he was pretty clutch up at the plate. Like almost, I mean, the majority of the time he was pretty clutch, right? With Pena, you know, I swear to God, we talked about last week. It's like when I watch him taking that bat, I just see a bunch of top ground balls at third base, shortstop that he beats out because he's a freaking cheetah, you know.
well, I mean, he
But
does have little stretches that he goes on where
no,
he'll,
of course he does.
you know,
Of course, I'm not
he'll
saying
hit
he's a bum. I'm not
bombs and
saying he's
stuff
a
like
bum at the
that. But
plate.
I mean, if I had to put if Pena came up to bat and I had to put my money on it, I would say he's going to hit a slow roller to the third base and he's going to beat it out. That would
Exactly.
be what I put my money on.
Yeah.
You know, and anything that he does better about that, then I have no problem handing over my money. Whatever, I'll take it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just it seems like, you know, and I give Dubon shit because, you know, it's Dubon. I mean, but yeah, I don't know what's going on with Pena. It's just like, again, I don't know if he's just trying to make a play happen before it develops and he's forcing it, or he's just trying to make. I mean, because like I said, was it him that had that jump throw? They got the guy out at
Well, he
first.
always has a jump throw.
Yeah. Well, I mean, no, because there's times where he'll field it and he'll just do a little whip like this, all sidearm, and then Benjamin sees it. Then he tries to do it, and I had to tell him, "Listen, you're not Jeremy Pena. You know, he throws like 107. You throw like 19.
7.
Yeah, it's like you'll get there, but you're not there. So it's just, I don't know. Maybe he's just pressing too much. Maybe he's just, I don't know.
Well, then it gets to a point. It gets to a point where now you're aware of the fact that you're making errors. Like you said, you're pressing. Now you're
Yeah.
trying to break down and be fundamental, but at the same time, you're slowing yourself down by trying to break down because it's not a natural movement now. Now you're actually trying to stop.
Like DeZenzo, when that game that we got blown out, they put him at third, and I forgot who hit the ball, but man, if that was not the slowest like motion of fielding the ball, picking it up, throwing to first, and that guy beat the throw. He beat the throw because DeZenzo, I just don't know if, I guess he thought that was John Kruk running to first. And for you younger people that are watching, John Kruk was a very old and slow first baseman for the Phillies.
Do you remember the training videos from back in the day where it was the fielding, right? And so they field the ball and then they do this.
Yeah.
Throw.
Yeah, it was at the Tom Umansky video.
Throwing
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. That's what the DeCenzo play reminded me of.
Yeah, it was just like and then the next guy that comes up the hit hits like a 3-run double.
Yeah.
And it's like you had the out, you know, but like DeZenzo, I don't know if he was trying to do a slow motion video for the cameras, but it was like, DeZenzo, dude, you're like 25. I know you can move faster than that. And you just cost us 3 runs now.
But that goes back to not playing free. That goes back to being tight, not wanting to make a mistake. So then you press, and then you make the mistake.
For him,
right?
Yeah, that's probably what it was for him, was the fact that you got bases loaded, 2 outs. We're already down by 27, so we're trying not to make it down by 30. And he probably just overthunk it instead of just play what got him to the show.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know. They got to clean that shit up.
Well, and back to Pena as well. I mean, it's like that dude has been not only bad in the field, he's been bad at the plate. So he's got to do something going on. And I thought that road trip maybe to Cincinnati would have helped him out. He could have got a slump buster, on that day off on Tuesday, but he didn't do that. And to be honest with you, man, I'm concerned about him going on, like moving into where we're in a playoff position and we can actually go in and make some noise. I mean, is he going to be our shortstop or is he not?
Yes.
I mean, and I hate to say it, but do you have to replace him if he's going to play like this? But at the same time, we got Bregman with a banged up elbow. We got Tucker with a banged up shin. We've got basically whoever picks the tallest match playing first base. So,
yeah.
I mean, what are you going to do?
I mean, Pena did. I want to say that game that we lost 1-0. I think for the good chunk of the game, we only had like 4 hits and he had 2 of them. I mean, so I understand there's a lot of holes in his off game offensively. Like he's prone to chase a down and away slider, right? I think he tries to hit the ball so hard. That's why he swings on top of the ball. I mean, I would assume that he's like, I didn't get these show muscles, for nothing. So,
yeah.
And then it's probably in his head like that run he ran on last year where he hadn't hit a home run for like 7 months. So I think he's just trying to be the guy that puts the offense on his back, and that's not really
who he is. No, that's not who he is.
And that's what happens a lot of the times when you're trying to kill the ball. You swing on top of the ball, then you get your bleeders to shortstop, you get your bleeders to third base, and luckily
he needs to stop being Carlos Correa.
Just be him.
Just do you, man.
Well, it's crazy how when you sit back and think about how mental playing baseball is, like how important your mental game is, because like we talked about with Altuve with the yips when he had, that dude was all in his head about, I hope the ball doesn't get hit to me. Now when I have the ball, make the throw, but then now you're short arming it, right? And then here with Pena, it was a previous Gold Glove winner, so the guy can play some defense, and he's in the stretch of not being able to play. So now you're pressing. I mean, it's once it gets into your head, it's tough to break it.
Yeah,
and but these are professional players, and they're going to. It's just
and like I was saying, it's sad to see because man, when he's on, man, he's so smooth. It's fun watching him play shortstop when he's on.
Yeah,
it's just it's almost kind of like the same thing as an offensive slump. You're in a slump, you gotta find it, and then once you find it, you stick with it.
It's like you can compare it to basketball, shoot or shoot. Right, you just shoot your way out of it. You just swing your way out of it. I mean,
hit the hot guy.
You can't get out of a slump if you're sitting on the bench, right? You can't. So,
no, I agree. I agree with you. But I will say, for the first, I think for the first time, I'm going to give the "You Suck at Life" award. This is our weekly "You Suck at Life" award for this episode, for this podcast. Go back to my notes.
All right,
Jim. Let me guess. Who's going to pick Dubon?
I would assume that'd be number 1.
And my first Chris's "You Suck at Life" award winner goes to Bryan Abreu.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. No, I'm sorry.
Bryan Abreu. Woo. His last 7 games.
I should have known 2.
That. He's 0-2. With thank you. I put a lot of work and effort into this.
I bet his ERA is over my age.
With an 11.12 ERA.
Oh, damn.
He's pitched in 5.2 innings, and he's given up 7 earned runs. That was his last 7. His last 15 games, he is 0-2. He is 0-2 with a 6.28 ERA, 14 innings pitched, 10 earned runs. You suck at life. There you go.
That is not what you want from your seventh inning guy or any
No.
guy in your bullpen for that matter.
At this point, I would rather, like I said, if I'm Hunter Brown, I'm ready to punch this guy in the face because my last two starts, he's blown it.
Yeah.
I'm almost at the point now. You almost need to flip him with Presley. Bring Presley in, see what Presley could do. It's almost like Presley and Abreu are the same equal to our 6 through 9 hitters. You're kind of just sticking one in there, and hopefully they get hot.
Yeah, it's not a good strategy. God.
I mean, I felt bad. They called up Forrest Whitley, and they called up Salazar. Forrest Whitley came in, got put in a pretty shitty situation, did okay, and then they sent him down.
Well,
so they've already sent down their two guys they called up for their two extra spots.
Yeah, Abreu, though, you've got to move him down. I mean, he is – I don't know what's going on with him. I mean, it doesn't look like to me there's any injury, but at the same time,
I mean –
he looks terrible. I mean, it's not even looks terrible. I mean, he is terrible. You cannot put him in the seventh. You've got to put like –
exactly.
God, I don't know. Anybody else.
Anybody else. I have a question then. And I'm not saying you should put Abreu in the seventh. But my question is, who are you going to put in the seventh? Because Taylor Scott hasn't looked great.
No, he looked terrible after the Arighetti start. Like when he had to piggyback
he's come back to earth. He came back
Caleb Ward, I mean, you have to kind of think which Caleb Ward are we going to see? The guy who throws 98 gas and has his command, or the guy who does not have his command, right? So then who else? Presley. I mean, maybe he's out of his slump. We'll see. I mean, but you, at this point, any type of high situation of a game, Abreu is not, in my opinion, Abreu is not coming in.
So, Chris, I know you know AAA way better than I do. What about King or any of those other guys we brought up temporarily that have been dropped back down? Or
I mean,
you tell me.
But the thing with King is, so you have King, right? Again, I mean, he got off to a pretty good start. He had like 3 or 4 appearances that he did really well, and then he got clobbered. They called up. They just called up the dude who gave up like 19 runs against Baltimore that one game that we were up like 12-0. They called him up. And it's just like, I mean, so like you look at King and like, yeah, when no one has tape on him, he's pretty good for about 3 or 4 appearances. Then people start seeing him and then he gets hammered, which is why he's in AAA right now. Right? I'm almost at the point, call Montero back up. He's looked pretty good in AAA.
You are in a bind.
Well, dude, what's Neris been doing? I haven't even barely seen him.
Well, so they showed the graphic after Arighetti's 9 earned runs of basically who was available, who's pitched in the last few games.
Yeah, we know.
And it looked like, in my opinion, they were saving Neris to be that 8th inning guy if we're needing him. So what they were doing is they let, Taylor Scott throw like 2.5 innings, and that's like way past what he needed to throw. Then they threw it looks like what they were thinking was in case we need our back end of the bullpen for game 3, we'll have them instead of blowing through 7 relievers in that blowout. But spoiler alert, they didn't need them because they couldn't score.
It would have been cool to see a position player pitch, though.
Yeah, I was hoping they were going to let like Jason Hayward pitch or Singleton, just let them get lit up.
Yeah,
I don't know why they didn't do that.
Dubon could have pitched.
That would have been fun.
That would have been
to
awesome.
Watch Ellie De La Cruz hit a 118-mile-an-hour fucking liner right back at him.
I just want to see like someone.
But he catches it because I care about his safety.
Well, I just want to see like they just do the little 50-mile-an-hour fastball, which is another thing. Okay, I understand that pitching. I pitched way back in the day, so I understand that pitching is a bunch about mechanics and all that stuff. But you have these outfielders, okay, that they throw gas from the corner, center field, doesn't matter. They throw gas, and I know they're probably crow hopping. I get all that, right? But if I'm a position player, like, why can't I throw harder from the mound if I'm called in to pitch? I don't notice that.
Yeah, it's like
It's like they don't. It's like they are barely learning to throw the ball when they're on the mound. And I understand it's about mechanics, and they're not used to doing a wind
Well,
up.
those
I
guys
get it.
are like overthrow all day, every day, and like hurt themselves. Like where an outfielder is already stretched out. That's the way I see
yeah.
it.
I mean, I don't understand it because I never played pitcher. I tried to pitch. The coach just laughed and walked away, which was fair.
That's what they did my freshman year in high school. They're like, "You're a lefty, you come pitch." And I'm like, "No, you don't get it." And then I wound up with the pitchers, and they're like, "Hey, you play first, right?" And I'm like, "Yeah."
They just looked at me and said, "Dude, you're ugly as shit. Put the catcher's gear on." I'm like, "All right,
fair enough."
So,
See, and the thing with me is like I pitched, and they were like, "Oh, hey, by the way, you can't hit, but you can just go sit on the bench now." I'm like,
It's like,
cool.
"Sir, we need a pitcher, not batting practice."
Yeah.
It's like that's not how this job was described to me. But I would like to think that the reason why outfielders, infielders, when they get called in, is that they're not humming it in there. It's probably to make sure they don't jack their arms up.
I mean, yeah, but
So,
I'd still.
but it would be cool.
I would still like to see it though.
You know what would have been really cool is like back in 2013 if they were getting blown out and then they called Rick Ankiel to come in and pitch.
Oh hell yeah!
And
that
then he comes,
awesome.
and then he comes in and
mows
mows them down.
people out.
Yeah, then mows them down. That'd be
mows them all
fantastic.
down. That would have been awesome.
Yeah, I mean, but they've had guys that like transitioned from outfield to relievers, stuff like that. I think we had a guy.
No, Adam Everett actually pitched a game.
I know Jason
way
Lane
back
in
then.
the day.
Yeah,
Jason Lane transitioned to a pitcher. There was another guy. He used to be an outfielder. I think he had a cup of coffee up here, and then
God, Worthy. I really hate you, Bryles. I'm sorry, but I hate you.
Oh, Phillips.
God, I hate you.
God, why do you hate me?
Well, because you got Xavier Worthy, and he just scored another touchdown.
Oh, that's why. Okay.
Sorry.
I was like, what did I do?
Anyways, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I can't remember his name.
When you say Phillips, the first one I think is Brandon Phillips.
We had Brandon Phillips like back in the day, and he like
I think of Brett
got
Phillips.
cut.
Brett Phillips.
Oh, Brett Phillips.
Oh, Brett Phillips. Yeah. Brett Phillips. You're right. So he went from an outfielder with us, like to the Rays, to the Marlins, to God knows who else, and then he ended up like just getting washed out, and then he is now coming up as a White Sox pitcher. Oh no, Red Sox pitcher. I'm sorry. So he's in their AAA system right now, like throwing and doing really, really well. So it's like all these outfielders, like these are the guys that you're actually going to have that are to come up and like, throw these wash-up games that are like 15-5, 15-2, whatever. But anyway, as far as like the infielders we're talking about, only one I ever saw was Adam Everett. That's the only one I remember anyway.
I just always wondered, like, I mean, it'd just be cool to see a position player like try to throw gas just to see. But it's also cool to see them lob one up there and watch the batters like
try to destroy
it and swing and miss.
Yeah.
It's like whenever I used to play slow pitch softball and you had baseball guy come in there to hit slow pitch softball and he couldn't hit it. And I'm like, God, dude, this is not baseball. Just chill. Okay. Chill with your baseball pants.
Oh, you know how bad it makes me want to like get up to our like little league team and just be like, all right. Whew.
Well, that's why
try to smoke them.
That's part of why I stopped playing slow pitch was because like, I'm getting older and I don't have time for these little kids that come out with their, they've got like their baseball pants on and they come up to you in between games. They're looking for a team just to pick up. And like, bro, I just went 7 for 8, the first 2 games. I was like, well, I hope you did. It's underhand softball. So I hope you did go 7 for 8.
It's like
you should have been 8 for 8.
Why are you wearing an elbow guard when you're hitting?
Yeah. God.
And a shin guard too.
Yeah, it's like, dude, I don't got time for this, man. All right, I'm just gonna play golf.
It's like he's got the base stealing, like protective mitt on and everything.
Yeah, he got the
dude, it's so good softball.
He's like, bro, we don't steal. We don't steal. We don't steal in slow pitch. Oh God, dude. Softball guy, like if y'all, I'm sure y'all have listened to Jim Rome when he does like likes to fight guy and softball guy. Like he cannot describe those guys any more better than he does. Any more better. That's terrible English, and I apologize for that. But
It's perfect.
But softball guy is, oh my god, dude! It's so good when I used to see those guys out there.
What's up, bro? Did you see me at first base? Didn't have an error at all.
Right. Or they come out there all steroided up so they could hit the ball out of the park, and I'm like, cool, okay. How's that $500 bat you just bought? Good lord.
Oh my god.
Anyway, sorry, soapbox moment. My bad.
No.
All right, predictions.
We go off the rails. All right, prediction time. Prediction time.
Yeah, totally off the rails.
So let's go back to
coming home. By the way, we're off the road series. We're coming home. We've got Diamondbacks for 3 Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We're off Monday, and then we've got Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday against the A's. So, boys, I'll let you go. Chris, start off.
Well, let's go. Let me give a recap of our predictions for last week. And let's see.
Let's not do that.
No, let's do that because it's fun. Okay, so Chris had us splitting the Royals and winning the Red Series, so that put him at 5-4.
Are you sure? Because I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure I went and I looked at what the pitching matchups were. And I said that we should take all 3.
That's a cool story, and I remember you doing that. However, I have 2-2 with the Royals, and I have 2-1.
Is the record keeper a trustworthy source?
Listen, I trust the guy behind the glass, so.
So I can tell you what I did.
So you technically.
I feel like there's some type of collusion here.
But technically, Chris, based on what I have in front of my face, as far as your predictions, you hit it on the nail on the head. 4-3. So, but if you think you're wrong, we can say you're wrong. That's fine.
Nah, just go ahead.
All right, Bryles, I have you as 3 out of 3-1 against the Royals, 2 out of 2-1, and the Reds. So that puts you at 5-2. Right?
Yeah.
What do you have? Are you matching that? You tracking that?
Yeah, that's exactly what I had, and the Royals, I was pretty close.
Yeah.
Reds, I think, just pretty much like everybody else.
Well, I did the same as you.
It was bad.
I went 3-1, 2-1, and we were pretty close on the Royals and not so close on the Reds.
No.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have Diamondbacks, A's, Angels next weekend, I'm assuming. So let's do the Diamondbacks and A's. 3 against the Diamondbacks, correct?
3-3, all at home.
All right, Moreno.
All right. I feel.
And this is heartfelt.
Yeah.
This is.
Yeah. Do you need a pillow?
Deep in my heart. I'm going to say we go 1-2 against the Diamondbacks.
Oof. That hurts.
It does. But also, if I'm wrong, then I'm happy. So I'm going to say 1-2 against the Diamondbacks, and I'm going to say 2-1 against Oakland for a 3-3 run.
3-3. Okay. All right, Bryce, what you got?
I was trying to figure out who we are actually pitching, and all right,
Rennell's going to start, right? He's got to start.
Yeah, he definitely has to start. And then we got Verlander starting in this as well.
And our old friend Bryles, Mr. Kikuchi.
Yep, Kikuchi's going to be in there. So, yep. So Framber's pitching tomorrow. Damn.
Yeah.
I don't like the matchup against the A's. The A's are super hot right now. I'm going 3-3. I think we take 2 out of Arizona, and I think we take 1 out of Oakland. I hate to say that it's all at home.
They always play down against Oakland, though.
Oakland is so hot right now, and they absolutely want to beat us. It's not just that the fact that they're a hot baseball team; it's the fact that they hate Houston. They want to ruin us every single year. So I'm going. I'm going 3-3. I think we take 2 out of Arizona. Yeah,
And
I
one
think we take 1 out of Oakland. As much as I
one out of
said,
Oakland, 2 Arizona. Okay, somebody give me anybody got the starting pitching for Arizona for us? Like
we
in
got Framber
actual in order?
tomorrow,
Fromber?
and hold on.
So I'm gonna take that as a W.
Kikuchi on Saturday and
Okay.
Verlander on Sunday.
Who
All
was
right.
who's Arizona throwing?
Nelson on Sunday and
That's
Saturday
right.
is Eduardo Rodriguez. Friday
That's
is Fat.
Oh, so we missed Zach Gallen.
Yes,
and Montgomery.
we do.
Well, yeah.
I mean, I'm just saying, from a name standpoint, you missed Montgomery.
Yeah, I mean, Fat, he's a pretty good pitcher. Ryan Nelson's
He's
pretty
pretty
good.
damn good.
I mean, Eduardo Rodriguez is like,
He ain't no
We're
bum
winning
either.
tomorrow.
no, yeah, he ain't no bum.
So I'm taking, if I'm just going off of our pitching, I'm taking Fromber to win tomorrow night, the opener. Verlander's going to lose on Sunday.
We win Saturday.
I
don't
think
see
we
any
win
way we
Saturday.
don't.
So I go 2-1 against Arizona.
With our
2-1
boy
against-
Kikuchi.
Yeah, dude, I'm on the Kikuchi train now.
I was gonna say, don't do it. You're gonna hop on the train, and he's gonna give up 7.
He's gonna get blown up.
Well, it's out there. I can't take it back. Now we go to the A's. All right, so then that would mean
That's
that
all
Hunter
TBD.
Brown, yeah, that would be Hunter Brown, Arighetti, Rennell. One of those. Well, all 3 of those, essentially. Right? Yeah.
Roll the
big-time
dice.
crapshoot. I'll go 1-2 in that series. Hunter Brown will get the win. So essentially,
They put Abreu in after him.
so essentially we're all going 3-3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Call me crazy. I mean, I'm scared of the A's right now. Look at what they've been doing.
Well,
They've been destroying people. They are the best team in the AL since the All-Star break. No joke. Look it up. It's insane.
all right, so man behind the glass has a sweep of the A's and wins 2 with the Diamondbacks. He is the new homer in the group.
It used to be me.
It used to be you. All right, so name behind the glass. Name behind the glass. Put that in our prediction chart
Yeah.
for the
So
next episode. So we're
to
all
recap, I have 3-3, 1-2 against Arizona, 2-1 against Oakland, and I think both Bryles and PK have 2-1 against Arizona, and then 1-2 against Oakland.
That's correct.
And then Andrew has them going 19-0.
He hasn't gone 19-0.
Somehow some of the games counted twice.
Over the next 6 games, 19-0. Yes.
Yep.
Yeah. I like it, man. I think that's probably a pretty realistic record. What prediction that we put out. It's just the A's. It's like you said, Bryles. Like based on what we just saw with Cincinnati and us playing down to them. And I know that Cincinnati had our number, but like the A's still play us tough all the time. And
You're a Brent Rooker come up and like take a couple hits. You're gonna have. I didn't mean to catch you.
Butler, that lefty Butler,
Lawrence Butler
is mashing right now,
dude. Absolutely destroying people, and then I mean their pitching staff of a bunch of
they
dudes
have
never heard of.
Yeah, they've got a good pitching staff, a good squad.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I hope that we're all wrong, and I hope we go 5-1 over this stretch. Pick up maybe another 2 or 3 games on Seattle, put them at like 8 behind us.
So Seattle has the Cardinals this weekend, and then they play the Rangers.
I'm not even worried about them.
I mean, I'm not, just for conversation's sake. So
agreed.
I'd like to see St. Louis sweep them.
Yeah, as much as I hate St. Louis, even though we don't play them anymore, I need them to win that series for sure.
They should play up. I mean, they're trying to get into a wild card position, so I mean, I don't see any way that they don't. Chicago's been playing terrible in the NL Central, so hopefully the Cardinals will try to bump it up, get that last wild card spot, and call it a day.
All right, guys. Well, I appreciate the episode. Is everyone? Thanks for listening. Make sure you follow us, our page on YouTube. There's our handle right there. Spotify. We can find us at Juicebox Heroes on Spotify. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to our page, our channel on YouTube, and we're always on Facebook. So don't forget to follow us at Juicebox Heroes page. Is that what it's called? Juicebox Heroes page on Facebook?
This is Juicebox Heroes.
Well, follow us there. We're always trying to interact with you guys. So if you guys got any questions, just feel free to shoot one out. We want to cover this on the episode and get some answers for you guys. So just want to thank everybody for continuing to listen to these non-local experts that we call ourselves. And guys, y'all got anything else?
No, man, you guys have a good weekend. Maybe I'll see you at Practice Browse on Saturday if the rain stops, but it looks like we got some good weather coming.
Yeah, it'd be cool to get some Little League baseball in. We had a game cancel on Wednesday. We're supposed to have practice tomorrow, but that's probably not going to happen. So
Probably not.
probably not.